Well, it's been a long time, right?
Years. It feels like years. Like it's been a
At
whole
least
year. It
last
was
year,
actually last year.
2023. Oh my gosh. Well, so we're back. It's the Jack Kirby Museum logo featuring the Jack Kirby Museum and Research Center.
Who are you? I can't
I
even
wish,
see you on the
I
screen. All
wish
I see
I
is the
knew.
logo
Oh, I wish I knew who I was. Who am I? It's
with
us.
your spiffy background.
Oh, it's red and blue. It's cool.
He's inside the capsule right now.
Yes, the pressure, the G-force. Yeah, so I'm Rand Hoppe. I'm the director of the Jack Kirby Museum. And who's this guy? What? Who am I
Me?
talking to? What?
I happen to be the president
Oh, that's right.
of
Next
the
year,
Jack.
I'll be the president and you can be the director. What do you say?
Yeah, no thanks. I don't want that job.
Okay.
The buck stops with you. At least.
I don't know. All right. Well, hi everybody. We're here. We're here, and we're just excited to be talking about our new project. But first, I'd like to wish everybody. Go to our YouTube channel, please. That's where we keep all of our fantastic videos. Let's put us over on the side. There we go. You can see Jack Kirby on video and talking about growing up in the Lower East Side, his experiences in the war. There's a lot more than what we featured here. Yes, Livio on YouTube. It's Kirby, we love Kirby. Hi, Michael Hill. Yes, we're back.
Hi, Michael.
Michael's on Facebook. So if you just indulge me for a moment. So please check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, take our notifications. That's where we would really like you to be. But if you're on Facebook and you're just doing Facebook, you see us, that's fine. If you're on Twitch, we show up on Twitch and then we go away. Whatever, that's fine. Anyhow, no pressure.
For a minute.
That's right. But I just would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Shmoo Year.
You had to do that, didn't you?
I did.
We had this thing about Shmoo because Jack Kirby did animation for Shmoo back in the 80s.
So I know what the Shmoo is, and Thomas like, what the hell is a Shmoo? And I'm like,
I don't remember it.
There's no reason for you to know what the Shmoo is. But Happy Shmoo Year, everybody, 2024.
Oh my God.
So hopefully it'll be a fun show. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy Shmoo Year, Steve Meyer. Yes, I got to toast with Steve on New Year's Eve. Lisa also on YouTube. Great to see her. She's just over in the other room. Over there.
Really? She's on the other side of the capsule?
Yes, honey. Get the liquid oxygen prepared correctly, or take care of the navigation. Anyhow, let's get rid of this Shmoo thing.
Please.
So we're firing up our live streams because we're in the midst of an exciting crowdfunding campaign for Sky Masters of the Space Force, the complete Sunday strips in color. It's a more than 100-page book, 128 plus 16 now,
128 plus
44.
We make 40. Right now we're at 39,929.
That's right. So
we just need 2 more books and we can do 16 pages.
Who else will buy this fantastic book? It's a beautiful book. It's really lays it all out about what Sky Masters was all about. Ferran Delgado did some great remastering of the strips and
from Jack Kirby's original color guides.
That's right. So
that he colored himself.
And we love those who love the Kirby color, because the Kirby color is really fun and cool. And when he got to do it, he got to make things like this cover here and my background. Tom's is just black and white, so he doesn't get to be the color guy. Or he makes weird images like this. Oh, I'm fading in and out. Anyhow.
If I buy a T-shirt, does it do that?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Ciao, Stefano. Good to see you, man. What is going on with that amazing Mets drawing that you put on? I saw today. Is that a recent masterpiece, or is that something that's you drew a while ago? That was incredible. Yes, magnificent work by Ferran. It's true. It's a beautiful book. It came out 2018. He published it, and it's hard to find. And we worked it out where we have the English language rights to his work, so we were able to we were thrilled to be able to work with the people at Zoop to pull together a second edition, and we're fixing typos as we speak.
Yes.
And all kinds of things. Bentornati ragazzi. I don't know what that means. That's okay. I think ragazzi is like dudes or something, I think. Yeah, so we just figured we would fire up the old live stream and talk about this incredible book, and hopefully get ourselves over the $40,000 mark. You can go to zoop.gg, and it'll be right there on the homepage, and you can learn about what's happening. And we're really looking forward to getting this book like done and out, and get to be able to talk to people about it even more. So, but again, we've been doing these live streams for a while, years. Look at us. There we were in 2020 doing things for birthdays. Jack Kirby's birthday. We did 26 hours of live streams. But just all kinds of great. We covered the Kirby at DC in the 70s. We did some tours, walking tours and so on of places where Kirby lived. And you can see that all on our fantastic YouTube channel. So please go check that out. We've also recently been tackling the Marvel at the 70s, when he went back to Marvel. What was that, for the third time? Yeah. And he took on the Eternals and Captain America, and those are some fun streams. And next up,
we hope to continue next month with 2001.
2001, yeah. So it should be fun, and check those out. There's a lot of them, right? 12 videos, 11 videos. You know what? When you go to put them on 2x and just have the captions play. That's what I do. whatever you'd like. But anyhow, they're fun. They're fun, and you get to see all kinds of rare art and so on. So that's really cool. What am I looking at here? Okay. So, Jack Kirby, he grew up in the ghetto. This is a photo. Tonight's theme, Stefano, is Skymasters Sundays. So we're just going to look at Ferran's book and talk about some of the things that led up to Jack and science fiction.
An update: we just got 2 books sold, so now we're at 40,005.
Woo! Thank you.
Page signature.
Thanks, everyone. So here's a picture from 1900. This is the Mulberry Street in the Lower East Side, kind of where Jack was born. 17 years later, it was a place that he hated and he really worked hard to get out of. Here he is with his parents. I don't know, how old is he there? A year and a half, 2 years, maybe. So we're looking at 1919, something like that. There's Ben and Rose, his parents, and he did have a younger brother, David. Haven't seen any baby pictures of David, so that's kind of rare. But just to get a sense of the Lower East Side. Here's some newsboys. Actually, these guys are in Jersey City, New Jersey, right across the Hudson River from the Lower East Side. But you get the sense of like what was going on. Here's a newsstand in 1935. It was all about print. a lot of print, a lot of pulp magazines, all kinds of magazines. And one thing that happened to Jack Kirby is this, tough kid growing up in the ghetto. One day he was he looked in the gutter. It was on a rainy day, and he found a pulp magazine. These are two pieces of art done by Steve Verud for a Streetwise book that Tomorrow's put out. Beautiful. And apparently Greg Theakston, I think, or Ray Wyman talked to him and figured out that this was actually the book, the wonder stories that Jack pulled out of the gutter. So it's December 1932. Jack is what, 15, 14, something like that at the time. And it really changed his life to be able to see, have this kind of science fiction imagery. He definitely became a follower of Gernsback magazines like Wonder Stories and other things like Science and Invention. It was a time where there was a lot. Oh, there he is. He's this guy right here. Can you see my mouse? He's the so there he is. He's probably, I don't know, 13, 14. These are he and his buds at the Boys Brotherhood Republic. That's where they kind of became civilized, learned how to be good members of society instead of just street punks. They were self-governing. There was a newsletter that Jack was either the editor or certainly the cartoonist for. He learned judo at the BBR, and he made really great friends. He considered the guy who was in charge of the BBR his second father. Oh look, there's a floating date, 1927. But I'll tell you, this was an exciting time to be a kid. He was really interested in all the technological advances like airships and Lindbergh flying over the ocean, radio, movies, full color newspapers. Lots of it was just very exciting to be growing up at that time. There are some stories about him being at shul with the rabbi, Hebrew school, with a bunch of kids, and an airship was going by or an airplane was going by, and there was some jostling going over at the window to go and see that kind of thing. So he was really into it. Here's like the first Flash Gordon strip from 1934. So what's Jack, 17 years old? Probably, had a big impact on him. Here's a Flash Gordon from 1940. Of course, Alex Raymond from the Flash Gordon comics, was a master and somebody that all the early comic book people looked up to, and thought as one of the great masters of visual comics storytelling. But then, just a few years later, Jack's been working hard. He's got work at the Fleischer Brothers studio. He got work with H.T. Elmo, right, Tom? Doing newspaper strips. But he did end up doing comic books as we know it. We're kind of starting, and he did a funky strip like this called Cosmic Carson. I think he stepped in for one episode out of many. Who knows whether he did these colors? I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but this is Jack Kirby in 1940. But then what happened? He hooked up with Joe Simon. They pitched their Captain America to Martin Goodman, and it was a huge success. It came out in December 1940. They were able to do that. They did that for, 10 issues, and then moved on to DC National Comics, where they had a great success with Boy Commandos. It was wartime, and there was the Newsboy Legion and Manhunter and Sandman as well. Seems like Boy Commandos was the biggest hit at DC National. Then Jack got drafted or enlisted. I kind of forget. I wrote down there that it got drafted on the slide, so maybe that's what happened. And he was involved in a really horrible battle in Metz from September through December in 1944. Almost lost his feet, and just really
frozen.
Yeah.
He had trench foot.
Frostbite. Frostbite or
Yeah, it's like I thought it was trench foot, but that's kind of very similar.
So just, you know, very, very life altering time in the military service. It comes out of the service, the business has changed. There are, GIs are not reading superheroes anymore. Kids aren't reading superheroes anymore. They're trying to, he and Simon are trying to figure out what to do. They look at the newsstands, and it's not like the kid gangs weren't in the movies or on Broadway, but because the Dead End Kids were. But Simon and Kirby brought them to comics. Well, it's the same thing with romance comics. It's like of course there were romance radio shows and romance movies, but the innovation that they did by bringing romance into comic books and building that audience for women, young girls, it was groundbreaking. They sold millions of copies. I think look at this. I mean, he was doing romance comics for 7, 10, 15 years. It's probably allowed him to buy his house in the suburbs. Romance comics. So one interesting note is that this In Love comic here was actually cobbled together from a newspaper strip proposal that Simon and Kirby tried, called Inky. They took the strips. And, remember, right?
Yep. The original art, we've scanned a couple pages. It's all cut up from the strips.
Yeah, it's all cut up. So there they were in '54. They were thinking they could get into strips, but then what happened? Oh, in 1954, there were these horrible censorship. Estes Kefauver Commission on Juvenile Delinquency or whatever, and they pointed to comic books. Thanks to Professor Wortham's books, Seduction of the Innocent, and really, really changed the fortunes for many people who were working in comics. I think it brought about the Simon and Kirby had just started self-publishing, and that just fell apart. The industry fell apart, and the Simon and Kirby partnership pretty much fell apart. So what happens? Oh, and you know what? And all the while, people are still reading newspapers, and they're still reading comics in the newspapers. And I found this photo online today, and I plopped it into Photoshop and said, neural filter, colorize. Look at that. Isn't that great? I don't know. It's like, I was really kind of impressed. But anyhow, so it
was a black and white photo, and you said colorize?
Yeah, I said neural filter, colorize in Photoshop.
That's crazy.
And that's something. Anyhow, yeah. So so people still read newspaper comics. I mean, kind of the heyday of adventure comics was in the past, the 30s and 40s, with Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon and Terry and the Pirates and Steve Kenyon. But newspapers were still a thing, even to the point where here's like 1952. Here's a strip called Beyond Mars, and it's drawn by Lee Elias. And I just kind of like it. It's kind of cool, but it's science fiction, spacey opera with like bug-eyed monster, and there's a spaceman in a spacesuit, but then there's like this kid who's got blue skin, and he's fine on the planet, and there's bug people. I don't know what's going on. It's but I think just as an aside to Tom, I think I found this on Steve K's Comic Art Fans page, Tom.
Yep.
I think he has the original art to the bottom 2 tiers. So it's
cool.
funny. Yeah. So thanks, Steve. But yeah, so what so Kirby ends up at National DC. He's producing the Challenge of the Unknown, and it's from there's November. There's a year's worth of Challengers of the Unknown. He's doing other stories. He changes Green Arrow, does some fun fantasy and fantasy stories mostly. But look at that. 4 heroes fighting a giant octopus. All right.
What is that similar to?
Yeah, I've never seen that before. It's brand new to me. But so what happens? It's in the world in October in '57, um, Sputnik happens. The Soviet Union puts up a satellite, and it really changes. Certainly American culture. It's a kind of a shock that the Soviets have made this advance and realize a lot of the people are like, well, we've got to catch up, and it kind of became the space race, and it changed education and it changed culture a little bit too, like for entertainment. So let's see what's next. Oh, look at this, February '58, mystery in space, invaders from the space satellites. so right around the same time that or soon after the Sputnik thing happens, there's a guy, Harry Elmlark. He's a newspaper syndicate guy, and he decides that he's going to he needs a strip, a comic strip that will promote space not in the blue kids in swimsuits, in on other planets with bug-eyed monsters, but like actual space stuff. So and this is what happened with Challengers of the Unknown right after Sputnik as well. So you can see, oh look, there's a crash landing, and he's got superpowers after he crashes.
Again, that similar to something.
I'm just I'm a little It's very interesting. So Elmar talks to Jack Schiff, Batman editor at DC Comics, and they basically figure out that there's this guy Dave Wood, who's a writer, or Dick Wood. They're brothers. One of them is more productive than the other, but they're kind of a writing partnership, and they realize that Kirby is great at this kind of thing. So they basically pull together a package, and it's not simple. Doesn't emerge fully formed. There's a little bit of this and that and back and forth. There's other names that come about, but they eventually settle on Sky Masters of the Space Force. Sky Masters is the guy's name, and Kirby enlists the amazing Wallace Wood, known as Woody, to do the inking. And I think Woody actually did the lettering here as well. It's kind of a distinctive Wallace Wood style.
Yep, because he was involved at the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
No, so he did a bunch of different ideas for the title and eventually settled on this one.
Yep, that's right. It's Kirby and Wallace Wood. So yeah, that's right. Delight. So so they work together, and they come up with the strip and the right, and so it basically here's they start sending out promotional material. Here's some of the promotion that the papers who took the strip put in the newspaper, like the St. Petersburg Times and what is the other one? The Pittsburgh. I can't. Pittsburgh Press, St. Louis something Dispatch, Post Dispatch. So this is the kind of things you would have seen in the newspaper. It's interesting on this one here, where they're actually promoting Kirby. He's got his headshot. They make up a story about them, a chance meeting in the office. Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
But that's fake news.
That's right, fake news. Well, when anyhow. So, hey, Stephen, good to see you. So yeah, here's another promotional piece of art produced by Kirby and Wood, and with Dr. Royer, everybody's favorite, Dr. Royer. Yeah, so funny. Here's a scan of the original art. I mean, the story used to be that the strip was in 300 papers, which would have been a great success. it doesn't seem that it was. It would be a lot easier to find the strips if it was in 300. I think it might have been actually in about 100 strips. So here's the first, the original art for the first strip, the first daily strip, and it would have appeared in September of '58. And looks great. It's about the show is about to begin, and I guess it goes on for a while, but then in February of '59, the first Sunday appears, and this is a tabloid version of the Sunday, and this is pretty much what it would have looked like in the newspaper after a few years, and the paper got a little brown, but it's pretty cool. It's and the thing about the strip is that it's not space opera. There's no bug-eyed monsters. It's pretty straight extrapolation from what was going on in NASA, or the precursor of NASA that existed at the time. So it's kind of cool. So the strip had a rough go between Kirby and Jack Schiff. Schiff eventually sued Jack, and Jack lost. So it kind of left Jack and Ross had kind of pretty much bad feelings about the strip. But
may I add that the Sky Masters book on Zoop goes into great detail on what happened and how it all happened. So you'll have to get the book to get the full story.
I will. You'll see a little preview of that in a moment. But in 1991, Greg Theakston published some of the Sundays. I'm kind of focusing on the Sundays now. Are they good stories? Yeah, they're good stories. I mean, they're newspaper comic strip stories. They're good. They're interesting and entertaining. So these are some items that were published in 91 by Greg Theakston that featured the Sunday strips, and then in 1997, in the Jack Kirby Collector number 15, there was this great article by John B. Cook, who now he does Comic Book Creator magazine and a number of wonderful books, the Weirdo book, and I'll just leave it at that for now. But just some great work John's been doing over the years, and he dove deep into the story about Sky Masters, and pretty much laid it all out. And it's really interesting to read that, and that article that John wrote is in the book that we're talking about. So in 1998, Comics Review started publishing these strips. Oh, look at that panel there. It's me. It's my background. Hello, everyone. It's like, your navigator, he's an imposter. Anyhow, this is G-Force guys. So yeah, Rick Norwood started publishing the Sundays in Comics Review for 4 years. He put them on the covers. It's kind of cool. But then in 2018, after quite a few years of work, and the Kirby Museum helped him out, Ferran Delgado put out this Sky Masters, the complete Sunday book strips in color, 59 through 60, and I don't know. I think he printed 1,000. He ended up with 300 once the initial sales were over. They're all gone. They're hard to find, and they're expensive. And we worked out the English language rights with him. Yeah, I know it was inked by Terry Austin. It was pretty cool. So So he put out the book, and as I said, it's kind of hard to find, and we're able to put it out. So here's what John Cook's article looks like, and this is a lot of this is before. Well, this is just a sampling of what it's going to look like. So this is the first page of John Cook's article with a great photo of Jack. Here's an article that Ferran wrote about. Oh, the sound cut out on Facebook, says Michael. Well, that's weird. Is that true for other people? I hope not. I hope all the audio is okay. Um, Article Ferran wrote about his process for remastering the work.
It's called the endless process.
This production.
He started around 2000, I believe, and
Yeah,
it took him like years, like a decade, to do all this work.
Yep. Yeah. So this is this one here is kind of what the printed version would look like. Here's something what the color guide that Kirby would have provided to the engravers looked like, and this is Ferran's remastering, and it's just it's so great. Oh, Daniel on Facebook says he can hear fine, so feature that. That's not that. Okay, so Daniel on Facebook says he's okay. So maybe it's you, Michael. I don't know. Okay, so it's a really nice article that he wrote about that process. Here's another piece talking about the different formats, how the art was drawn, and then but how it was offered, because they had to offer it in different aspect ratios, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, different papers had different spaces available, so the panels had to be moved around, and some were actually removed to fit the format.
So it's like a half page, or a third of a page, or a full page.
Right.
I think might have been generally the three. Or I like to say tabloid, 3-tier, and 2-tier. But so that was something they had to figure out. They had to create extra panels,
fillers.
And they eventually figured out also to do the scrapbook, so that the scrapbook could be it could be 5 panels, or it could be 3 panels. And
in a lot of cases, I believe they didn't print all the scrapbooks because they didn't.
That's right. Yep. So some of the scrapbook panel, better to lose a scrapbook panel than a panel from the story, I think was the idea. So,
and I believe doesn't the book print some of those missing scrapbook ones. So Absolutely. It's awesome to get, because you won't get it anywhere else.
No, that's right. So this is what the pages of the book look like. These are the I think the first strip 1 and strip 2, with Ferran's beautiful remastering of the colors, and generally at the bottom of every strip is some extra information that he's added that provides context for the science or the culture or the news of the time. It's chock full of info, and it's just a deep read. There's lots to get into, and there's QR codes that'll take you to videos or articles on the web. You can see the QR code there. That's a perfect example. So it's very cool. Tom just lost his mic. I can't hear you. He knows. All right. So there's a great article by Alvaro Pons, Spanish comics critic, about science and culture of the time, with some really great illustrations. You can see how Jack drew this, but this is from Collier's Magazine. So Jack was almost certainly using Collier's Magazine as a reference. Some of the other things. Here are some of the scrapbook panels that were not included in the full page / tabloid version.
And may I add, some of them are really cool. Like,
they're great. The glass paper, the electronic library.
The idea of having flying cars, the idea of having people in their homes with a glass surface that they could look at any book in a library.
What? In 1959? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
No, well, it's very, very cool. I mean, the ideas were out there. I'm not going to say that that the Wood brothers or Jack innovated that. They probably got it from some of the material that they were using as reference. And they look beautiful. Here's a color guide So this is, you can see kind of the indications that like it's 5Y, it's full yellow, and indications on like what the colors are. This is something that Jack would do, and he would code to tell the engravers what to do and what the colors should be. And here's strip 9 the same way, with Kirby's fantastic color on it. And it's just I mean the Ferran's remastering is just great. The book also has a number of scans of original art from the Kirby Museum. Most of them are from the Kirby Museum's digital archives. I'd say a vast majority of them are. We've been scanning Kirby original art since when?
2006, July.
Oh man,
San Diego Comic-Con.
I remember. I think that was me.
That was you scanning. I was running around to all the different dealers asking them to let us borrow their precious cheap art back then.
That's right.
Nobody cared about. It's like, you want to scan this? It's only a $50 page.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that $50 page is a $50,000 page.
That's right. That's right. So there's lots of. I'm pretty sure I'm planning to put every Sunday page of original art that we have was going to be in this book.
Yeah. So that's part of the extra insert, and they'll be all new. We've scanned a decent amount of Sundays in the past, 15 years, whatever number of years.
Yeah. So that's really fun, beautiful artwork.
It's great to see the originals.
Yeah. So that's the book, and we really hope you'll consider putting in for a copy. You've got.
Do you have a QR code? Where's the URL?
I just go to zoop.gg. Oh, I have. Yeah. It's zoop.gg. Go there.
Yeah,
we're on the
on their homepage. It's showing all the current campaigns, and we're listed there. So you just click on it and go right to this page.
Yeah. So that we'd really, it's a beautiful book, and the more orders we get now, it's better for us. That's for sure. And you'll get the book, quickly as soon as it comes off the boat. So.
Right, and this version, even if you somehow have the old version, we've gone through and we've fixed a lot of editing. We've done a lot of editing, adding new stuff. We actually rebuilt all the files in another format so we can do better, quicker editing. So it's actually about a 1/4 inch bigger around. It's almost
bigger.
10 by 14, I think.
Yeah.
So it's huge. It's a huge book, and that allows us to have larger size art as well. So it is, it's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to see it when it gets printed. And
it's been Ferran made a great book, and then he sent us the files. Once we made the agreement, and Tom worked really hard on it, and Mike and I have been working really hard on it. So just to improve it, get it. I think there were a lot of some typos and translation challenges in the first one, and we're just making it. It's gonna be even better.
A lot better. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah. So after Skymasters, what happened? Oh, look, there's.
Wait, didn't I see this before?
Look, there's people in space. I don't know.
They're fighting a big monster, and there's 4 of them.
I know. And then there's another. The Soviet version goes up with his apes. I love those apes. Fantastic 413. Kirby does this great thing in the Fantastic Four where it's like it's not just spaceships out there. There's a guy surfing. Come on.
Who is that?
Who is that guy? I mean, really, it's just like the best thing to like bring that.
There's
up.
no water.
Yeah, you know.
But it has a fin at the bottom.
That's right. He's surfing the cosmic ocean, the space ocean.
This I love. I love this issue with the recorder. Oh,
The
it's
recorder,
great.
right?
Yeah.
Thor, and he's out in space.
Such a great
There's
idea.
ship, there's a collage, just amazing. So Jack just really took. He really loved doing the space stuff. The collage stuff is just fantastic.
And he did all these in color. And
Yeah,
then
he did.
in the production process, because comic books especially are just horrible newspaper print.
Yeah.
They had converted to black and white and printed.
Yeah.
And we've seen a few of the color original versions, and they're just incredible to see from Fantastic Four.
Particularly, the Fantastic Four and the Jimmy Olsen collages
as
well. And then, like in '75, he actually brings back Yoga Spaceman. So the last story of the Skymaster's Sundays is about yoga and using yoga to have the space guys' bodies be in good shape, and so they for space travel. And it's like he brought it back in Commanding. It's like he was an excellent student of yoga. It helped to save his life. Okay, yeah, but then
what life
out of that suit. It's just great.
The radiation changed him, just like it changed the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And then there's this. This is the spread from the 2001
Treasury
Space
edition.
Odyssey movie adaptation, which is just beautiful. So Jack just he's stuck with space, man. That was he did some in the 50s as well. There was like the Three Rocketeers and other things which I didn't show. But then I certainly wanted to show this page from
awesome
from 2001 number 3 because we have T-shirts based and items based on this bottom panel.
Didn't we scan this in Charlotte?
The original art,
yeah. Remember the guy came up and we were like, "Oh my God, he has the original." We had our scanner there.
Yeah, that's what Stefano's referring to. The Commandy is sort of an alien story. Yeah. Yoga before Diamond Dallas Page. I don't know what that means. Okay. But so I just kind of went through a little bit of that more spacey stuff, spacecraft, outer space stuff for Jack, just to provide a little more of that context. And if you go to zoop.gg and get in on our campaign, that would just be great.
You have 22 days left.
You do, yeah.
Yes.
So
once that's over with, then that's it.
And can you bear with me because I went down a little rabbit hole today that I figured I would share, little minor rabbit hole. So I'm just going to do this because I'm self-indulgent. So I'm looking up Harry Elmlark. He's the guy who was from the Syndicate who approached Jack Schiff. And I'm looking him up on the internet. Can I find a picture of Harry Elmlark? What's going on? Who is this guy? So I find a little bit about him, and I discover that his daughter, Wallace, was involved in she grew up in Manhattan. They were Manhattanites, and she grew up in Manhattan, and she became kind of a Wiccan witch for rock and rollers. So here's a drawing by Vaughn Baudet from 1973 of Wally Elmlark, Harry Elmlark's daughter. She was also responsible for providing David and Angie Bowie with the instructions to exercise their pool in Los Angeles of demons. Yeah. So here's a book about Wally Elmlark, David Bowie, UFOs, Witchcraft, Cocaine, and Paranoia.
Wow.
So, by Timothy Green Beckley. And she's passed away. Her parents have passed away. And but this guy Timothy Beckley did write a book about her, and I was just kind of gobsmacked because it really just kind of surprised me a lot to discover that, Harry Elmlark apparently was like a New York liberal Democrat, but in the cause of business for the syndicate, he gave William F. Buckley a syndicated column across the country. So I don't know whether what was going on with that guy, and he ended up at McNeil, Andrews and McNeil syndicate. But anyhow, so that's Wallark. I know I feel a little spaced out too. I'm gonna Stephen. I don't know. I thought it was wild, Michael. What can I tell you? It's like so yeah, you can get that book on Amazon if you want to learn about Wally Elmlark. But anyhow, no, please go to zoop.gg and see learn more about Sky Masters of the Space Force. See Ferran Delgado's absolutely incredible remastering of these strips. Learn all about these great Sputnik-era science facts and so on, and that would be great. We'd like to thank the. Here we have a question. Hang on. Is there a limit to the number of extra pages you can add? Well, I don't know. At some point we're going to have to, decide. I think we're at 16 now.
Yep.
I know some people are clamoring for us to do 24, and maybe we will. But right now we're at this, and I think Tom and I need to go through all the stuff that we have, and really parse through it and decide. I know I've been talking to Ferran. Ferran says, "Of course you can do 24. Well, all the ideas I've given you for things, but maybe it'll happen."
So, do you think they will write an article that'll be the insert with images and everything? Will that be
We could write an article. Of course, we could. We could add.
And then add all the images that relate to it.
Yeah, we could do that. Sure. Yep. I know, Lantern Zone. David,
what would you do for 100K?
What would you do for 100K?
We would probably put 2 signatures in, so that's 32 pages plus.
But do we have the content? That's the whole point.
We could always, according to Ferran, you do, Ran.
I know I want to put in what we're definitely putting in are the Sky Masters Halloween costumes. They are fantastic.
From the 50s?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those, so I can't wait to see them. They're
great. They're totally great. I know. What would we do for $100,000? Well, we'll find out. The Roz Kirby Family Trust, we thank them every day because we wouldn't exist without their allowing us to. And
I would just add about the idea of the signatures and stuff, that the cost of these books are, since we're doing them right and it's a hardcover and the size is very large,
sure,
a portion of the money is going towards printing and the printer. So
right.
So that's,
the binding is going to be improved. It's going to be a flat binding, so it'll be a nice.
Hopefully, be beautifully bound and really nice. So
that's right.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. I'm just thanking people.
They deserve to be thanked.
Yeah, we thank people. We thank people. We thank our trustees. We have a new trustee, Matt Barris.
Yay!
We're gonna send out a release about Matt.
And he's on the West Coast, so we're covered.
That's right. That's right.
3 East Coast people and 1 West Coast person.
Those are our trustees. We thank all of our volunteers and our members, volunteers, friends, and family for helping us with this and keeping us going. You can become a member. Head to our website and learn more about membership. We also have a gift shop. Oh my God! Look at all this stuff you can get. You can get this crazy Captain Victory poster. You can get a Julius Caesar costume design portfolio.
Pins.
Look at everybody needs a Galactic Head pin. Even oh geez, and then T-shirts like these that we wear. We love our shirts. We have a lot of fun selling shirts and talking with people at Comic Cons when we sell shirts to people.
And actually, if you buy the book and you get the
There's a shirt.
stuff, there's a shirt.
I know, because we make shirts. I guess I don't know. It's
special shirt for the book.
Yeah. So again, and we're also we're gonna make a point of trying to have Woody be referred to as Woody or Wallace Wood. He did not like being called Wally. So that's one of the other edits I'm gonna work on.
Wally Wood.
He did not like Wally Wood. He did not like being called Wally, so we shouldn't call him Wally.
It's almost Wally World.
Yeah. So is that it? Oh my God. That's it. It's us. We're back.
Yay.
Where are we? Boop. Hey, everybody.
Well, we'll be back hopefully next month.
Yeah.
Everything goes well. We're so busy with the book right now, and actually, I'm going to be in Florida at the Original Art Expo in Orlando the last couple of days of the month. So it's oaexpo.com, scanning Kirby art. So if you are attending, if you're original art collector with Kirby art and going to the show, just grab a couple pieces that you might have, and we'd love to scan it and add it to the archive.
What is it? oaexpo.com?
I think it is.
No, I'm not getting a hit on that.
It's OA. You have to have a dash. OA-expo.
OA-expo. Got it.
So we put out a bunch of press releases. I put out a press release that's actually on the CAF, which is the Comic Art Fan website, and they're the ones that are hosting this event. So we're hoping to get a lot of Kirby art. I'm actually going to be down there early, and I already have arrangements with one collector to scan their work locally. So that's great.
Yep.
So all this stuff is the stuff that you guys see. We try to bring it to you and share it on these live streams. Yeah.
So that's what's happening. There's oaexpo.com. OA-expo.com.
Yes.
So,
I guess OA Expo was taken.
It was like I typed it in. It was like, yeah, it doesn't exist.
Oh, you think there would be? Wow, that's not good. No, okay.
Yep. So, all right, folks, we appreciate it, and we will. What am I doing? I'm pushing buttons. I'm doing things. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks so much. Please consider helping us out, buying the book. The book is awesome, and again, there's levels. You can get a T-shirt and a print and a pin, a sticker or something, or a PDF.
All of it,
all that great stuff.
Or just a PDF. You can just get a PDF.
You can just get a PDF.
Yeah. You don't want a book. You have options.
And once again, happy Shmoo year.
Yeah, jeez.
I won't do it ever again. I'm sorry.
Somehow I don't think that's true.
Well, if we start doing the animation stuff, then it'll be, no holds barred.
We have a lot of research to do before we get to that. There's so much stuff that hasn't been researched in animation that I'd love to have the time to start.
All right, guys. Folks, we will see you. See you, Lantern Zone. Good to see you. Delight Loves Movies. Great to see you too. Thanks so much, Stefano. It's so late. Please.
Grazie.
It's great to be here. Grazie. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.